talking.
Yes, lahakti sheni. We're in the middle of pasuk yud beis. Okay.
To sanctify me.
Perek, chapter 20. Perek Chof, pasuk yud beis.
204 in your book.
Okay.
So
we're in the middle of the Rashi. I'm just going to read over the pasuk again. Vayom Hashem Moshe ve'Aaron. Hashem said to Moshe and Aaron, Yan, because lo emanten di, you do not believe in me, right? Lahakti sheni, to sanctify me le'enei b'nei Yisrael, before the b'nei Yisrael. Lochein, therefore lo yisaviyus hakol hazeh, you will not bring this congregation hel haaretz, to the land Hashem nasati lahem, which I have given to them. Okay? Yeah. Actually, I think did we finish that Rashi, the previous Rashi?
Yeah. We're actually 12, and we just explained why Aaron and what happened to Aaron.
So Rashi mentioned before that even though when Moshe Rabbeinu complained to HaKodesh Baruch Hu about when they had the complaint about the meat, they didn't have enough meat. So Moshe Rabbeinu said to HaKodesh Baruch Hu, how is it possible, HaKodesh Baruch Hu, you can produce so much meat? That was a more, should we say, statement. Moshe Rabbeinu's statement there showed l'chora a greater lack of faith in what he said over here.
Didn't they have a lot of cattle with them?
That's true. Besides that, but what Moshe Rabbeinu meant was, how can you have enough to satisfy their
desires,
their lust? The people are so lustful right now for meat.
Right.
How is it possible, HaKodesh Baruch Hu, you can satisfy their lust? That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying. Okay, not that there was actually physically enough meat. So HaKodesh Baruch Hu told him, yes. Anyway, it's interesting. There's a few interesting things because Moshe Rabbeinu says if there would be enough cattle, livestock, or even enough fish, will it be enough? And what's HaKodesh Baruch Hu produce? Birds. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu speak about birds? Right? And it's like crying out. The question is crying out in us. Moshe Rabbeinu says before HaKodesh Baruch Hu,
right.
Is it possible HaKodesh Baruch Hu can produce enough animals or enough fish to provide for the last of these people? So HaKodesh Baruch Hu, what did HaKodesh Baruch Hu do? He provided birds. Not animals, not fish. What's going on? I don't know. I don't know the explanation.
It's almost like they're teasing each other.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because then it wasn't meat. Back then they didn't give birds as meat, or...
No, that's not what it's saying.
Fish is not meat either.
Right.
It's poultry. Yeah. Saying he got something different than what he asked for.
Right. He says, so HaKodesh Baruch Hu, is it possible you could do this or that? So HaKodesh Baruch Hu says, no, I'm not going to do this or that, I'm going to do a bad thing. That's what it sounds like. But anyway.
So greater than there, that's...
Okay, so now, Lehakti Sheni.
To sanctify me.
Yeah.
Sheilu debaratem el hetzelah rotzi. For if you had spoken to the rock and it brought out water, Aiti mekudash le'enenu ha'ida, I would have been sanctified in the eyes of the congregation. Omerim masela zeh, and they would have said, if this rock,
Masela, just like this seller.
yeah, she'eno medaber ve'eno shomea, which does not speak and does not hear.
He doesn't have intelligence. He doesn't have the same intelligence as a human being.
Ve'eno sarich lefanasa, and does not require sustenance. Mekayem devaro shel makom, fulfills the word of the omnipresent.
Right, on the HaKodesh Baruch Hu,
Yeah, then certainly we should.
We too, do. Right. We would have to listen to HaKodesh Baruch Hu.
Therefore, you shall not bring.
By the way, it's an interesting point over here. Rashi's pointing out a very major difference, a fundamental difference between what HaKodesh Baruch Hu wanted to show over here. In this case over here, where Moshe Rabbeinu was supposed to speak to the rock, right? And in the case where Moshe Rabbeinu was told to hit the rock, all the way back in Parshas Beshalach. There the idea was, in Parshas Beshalach, the people were complaining in a way denying HaKodesh Baruch Hu's ability to provide for them. So what HaKodesh Baruch Hu is coming to prove? That HaKodesh Baruch Hu can produce the goods. So just hitting the rock was good enough. Okay? But here, there was another aspect involved over here that HaKodesh Baruch Hu was trying to prove to them. So the people themselves, they shouldn't have been complaining. Meaning, just like this rock, you just speak to it, he's going to produce water. So what is the Kal V'chomer over here telling us? Right? That just like this rock, even though it has absolutely, it's a domain, something inanimate, right? And it has no feeling, but nevertheless it fulfills the word of HaKodesh Baruch Hu without question. So we too, we appreciate why we need HaKodesh Baruch Hu, why we need to fulfill the will of HaKodesh Baruch Hu. Certainly we have to fulfill the will of we have to fulfill the word of HaKodesh Baruch Hu, whatever HaKodesh Baruch Hu commands us. So the message over here is not just that HaKodesh Baruch Hu was able to produce the goods to produce water from this rock, but there was a message to the Jewish people that they have to make sure to listen to HaKodesh Baruch Hu. And therefore that was the idea over here, that Moshe Rabbeinu was told to speak to the rock. Speaking to the rock, and the rock's going to fulfill the word of HaKodesh Baruch Hu just by being told to do so. So you two Jewish people should be in the same position as well. That message was not gotten through by when Moshe Rabbeinu hit the rock. That's the main point of it. Okay?
So,
That's the next
then certainly should we do so. Lachem lo tavi'u.
Okay, now it's a new thing now. Lachem lo tavi'u. Therefore you will not bring.
B'shua.
No, what Rashi means is, when HaKodesh Baruch Hu said, Lachem lo tavi'u, therefore you will not bring, not just HaKodesh Baruch Hu just made a statement. B'shua, HaKodesh Baruch Hu made an oath to that effect. K'moi.
Samuel, as in Samuel.
Yeah, we have similar passage, this expression, Lachem. V'lachem nishbati lebeis Eli. Oh, you can know.
I've sworn unto the house of Eli.
Yeah, there's a tremendous spelling mistake. I mean, vocalization mistake. It's not written here in the Chumash here, base Olai. It's not base Eli. Right? Okay, right, base Eli.
Eli, it's got it in mind, the house of Eli.
Yeah, you have your different print whatsoever. I'm talking about the print over here, the vocalization print.
Nishpa Bixisa, he vowed speedily. Shelo Yargu B'tzira El Kach.
In order that Moshe Rabbeinu and both Moshe and Aaron
pray very much regarding
spend
that
much effort and time about davening on this. But nevertheless, we see that never Moshe Rabbeinu. How many tefillahs did Moshe Rabbeinu pray to HaKodesh Baruch Hu?
15.
Right.
Yeah. But they're up there, and they bring them down whenever Israel in trouble. Keep bring them down.
No tefillah of any person is ever for nothing.
No.
It's all HaKodesh Baruch Hu keeps it in the
safe
in the database. Right.
I think you're next.
The hard disk. This.
Matt, you're next.
Yeah.
Why are you going to make me nervous?
Okay.
Yeah.
And Matt.
Yes, sir.
Pasuk Yud Gimel.
His wing slip.
Okay. Hema, Me, Meriva, Asher, Ravu, B'nai Yisrael, Es Hashem, Vayikadesh, Bam. They are the waters of strife. The children of Israel contended with Hashem, and he was sanctified through them.
Through the waters, okay?
Through the waters.
Okay, we're going to see that. Okay, so that says Rashi's going to explain.
Okay. Hema, Me, Meriva. They are the waters of strife. Haim, Hanis Karim, B'makom, Acher. They are the ones that are mentioned elsewhere.
This is the water that's mentioned elsewhere. What is that? Elu ro atstignene pari.
It was these that the astrologers of Pharaoh saw, and they said, Shemoshinan Shel Yisrael, that the Savior of Israel, Lokeh B'mayim, would be
Right.
Bamayim would be stricken through water.
Right.
Lechach Gazru.
Therefore, right, that's why the Egyptians then,
Okay, this is why they decreed, Call Habain Hayilod, every son that will be born,
Haya'oira,
Hayaora Tashlichuyu, Huhu,
right,
into the river you shall throw him.
right, should be thrown into the river. Okay? Why did the Egyptians decree Dafka to throw every newborn boy into the river? Because they really wanted to get rid of Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? That's the one, because they saw, the Pharaoh's astrologers saw that the savior of Israel, the one who's going to save the Jewish people, has been born, and so they wanted to get rid of him. Okay, so they made a decree, every newborn child will be thrown into the river, right after the river. So in order, because they knew that this would bring the future savior of Israel will have his downfall, should be stricken by water. So they thought thereby they're going to be able to get rid of him through water.
Didn't they go further? It was also the firstborn of the Egyptians shunned. They didn't want to take any chances, no?
So part of the thing was, on a particular day when Moshe Rabbeinu was born, they actually made a decree on all children, because part of the prophecy was, part of what they saw in not the prophecy, right? What they saw in the astrologically, that what they saw was that the savior of the Jewish people will be born, but they didn't know even if he was going to be a Jew or a non-Jew. And the reason why that was, because the Maisa, how was he brought up?
They saw him growing up in the palace, right?
Right. So he was born as an Egyptian. So therefore they weren't sure, they were confused exactly. So therefore they said, all babies, even the Egyptian babies born on this day, into the river.
Just males though?
Just males.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Vayikadesh Bam, and he was sanctified through them. Shemesu Moshe
Aaron.
Al Yadam, and that Moshe and Aaron died through them.
Through these waters. Now Rashi is saying, what does that mean? Why does that mean HaKodesh Baruch Hu is sanctified? The fact that Moshe Rabbeinu died through these waters, that means HaKodesh Baruch Hu was sanctified through the waters. What sanctification was it that Moshe and Aaron died? So it goes on to Rashi to explain. Carry on. HaKodesh Baruch Hu,
when the Holy One blesses, he carries out judgments against his holy ones.
Right. Which means those who are close to him, right? Yeah. Who Yoroi, right? Which means he is feared.
He becomes feared and sanctified by people. Umish Kadesh al Habrios.
And he becomes sanctified among his creatures. B'chein hu oimer, and similarly it says,
Norah Elohim,
Mimikdoshecha.
God is awesome from your sanctuary.
Right.
Okay.
B'chein hu oimer, similarly it says, B'kroivai ekodesh.
I will be sanctified through those who are close to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just to give you some sort of concept idea what it means as follows. You're having a classic classroom situation where the one kid is really playing up, right? And there's another kid who's really, on the whole, a good kid, and he also decides to join in. So the Rebbe goes over to the kid, the better kid, and gives him a slap around the face, right? So the kid says, well, Rebbe, what did I do? He's doing much worse than me. You wait what he's going to get, right? Okay? Now this is just for what you did, right? You're just going to get, you got the patch. Right? He's going to get a real punishment. Right? So, same idea over here. When HaKodesh Baruch Hu punishes those who are close to him, it means even those who are close to him got punished over here. You wait what's coming to those who are not so close and who are bigger sinners. That's the idea over here. Okay? Okay. Yisrael Baruch, Pasuk Yud Dalet.
Okay, is that okay?
Yes, after Revi, just after Revi.
The Yisla Moshe Malachim Mekadesh El Malach Adon
Edom.
Hashem Adom Ko Amar Checha Yisrael.
Carry on. Ata
Ata
Yodata
Yodata Es Kal Hatala'a Asher Meets
Mitzah Asnu.
Snu.
That's the end of the passage. Let's translate.
Okay.
Got a little bit of help there. Okay?
All right.
Up at top, know the translation?
Oh, okay. Well, it said, and Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Yisrael.
Right? Toyodato.
They knowest all the travail that hath befallen us.
Thou knowest. Atoyodato. You well know is kolat law, all the tribulations Hashem Asnu that have befallen us. Everything we've been through. Okay, so says Rashi, we're going to see Rashi over here.
Achicha Yisrael, thy brother Yisrael, Mara'ah has here
Kan Achva.
Achva.
Why did Moshe Rabbeinu see fit to mention that we the Jewish people are Esau's brother, right? We're talking about Esau Edom. Edom is the nation of Esau, right? So why did he mention this? Hey brother, right? We're brothers over here. This is what your brother Yisrael has mentioned over there.
Why did Yaakov say Israel, not Esau? I don't understand what it means.
Moshe Rabbeinu sent messengers to the king of Edom. Who is Edom?
Oh, I'm looking here. I'm looking at number 14.
Right.
Okay.
Right, the Rashi that says, so says
right.
so says your brother Yisrael. Now why is he mentioned?
Yeah.
By the way, it reminds me, apparently there's a certain temple on the west side. There's some really fancy area in New York on the west side of Manhattan, and they have emblazoned on the shul, big thing. Ach Esav leYaakov. Is not Esav Yaakov's brother? Okay? This is what's in what the place is. So obviously want to show we're all
one, baby.
Yeah, the only thing is, the problem is, in that passage which they quote over there, the continuation of the passage, they forgot how the passage continues. It says, Halo Ach Esav leYaakov. Yes? There's Esav Sonesi, there's Yaakov Ahavti. I hated Esau and I loved Yaakov. Okay? That's what the passage says.
That's what Hashem said that, isn't it?
Right, so it's one of the Nevi, it's a Novi.
That's what Hashem spoke to.
It's the Haftarah of Parshas Toldos, I think it is. One of those Parshas, I think it's Parshas Toldos. Anyway, just I'll go upon him. So why is mentioned here? So we're preaching brotherly love over here. Why does he mention it? Ela, carry on. Omar Loi. You have in the Rashi?
I'm trying to find Emma.
Ma ro lahaski kan achva. Why did he mention over here?
Why about Yadata? That's
No,
called.
before that. We're still in the Rashi. Previous Rashi. Achecha Yisrael.
Yeah, we're still down there.
Achecha Yisrael, thy brother Yisrael. Maraba lahaz here can achava. Why did he choose to mention brotherhood here?
Right. Ela
Yadata.
No, you skip. Ela Omar Loi.
Column on the left.
Okay, do the
It goes to the left. No, he's got the same book.
here.
Yeah. Once you finish here, you come over here.
Oh, I was down here.
Yeah, there you go.
On the right here.
Oh, Kal Haba Hayalo.
No.
See,
Here. You should take
I started at 14 and then I went to the next page.
Ela Omar Loi.
Ela Omer Lo, however, he said to him, Achim, Nachnu, we are brothers,
Bnei Avram,
kinsmen,
the sons of Avram.
and sons of Avram. Shneimar lo.
Ki yeh zaracha.
So to whom it was said.
Right, for your descendants are going to be strangers, sojourners, meaning foreigners. V'al shneinu, and on both of us, was obligation, that liability was imposed upon both of us. Meaning, what he's saying is follows: the fact that we technically went down to Egypt, the fact that we went down to Egypt was technically, you should have also gone down to Egypt as well. So now, Yaakov say, Moshe Rabbeinu is saying that we, the Jewish people, we, the descendants of Yaakov, took upon us this, should we say this, not obligation is the right word, this burden of having to go to exile into Egypt, even though technically it should have been upon both of us. And we, the Jewish people, let you off going into exile, and we took upon that obligation going into exile for you. So now we're entitled to go into Eretz Yisrael because we did our part. But we not just our part, we did our part and your part as well. So therefore now we're entitled to go to Eretz Yisrael. So therefore, since we did you that tova of going into exile, even though it should have been imposed upon you as well, because you're also descendants of Abraham. But nevertheless, we, the Jewish people, we, the descendants of Yaakov, took upon ourselves that that burden of going into exile, and we let you off that burden. So therefore now, we're now entitled to go to Eretz Yisrael, and therefore let us through, since we did you that too.
Who said that? Moshe? No.
As Moshe is telling, in other words, Moshe is telling the king of Edom. So now you've got to be nice to us.
So he's trying to put that to try and, if Hashem's got to punish us, he's telling two stories he's telling it.
No punishing.
No. So why did he bring that in the story?
No, because now at this point, the Jewish people are asking the people of Edom to let them through their land to go into Eretz Yisrael. So now, why should the people of Edom agree to such a thing? So Moshe Rabbeinu said, that's Rashi explained. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling to the kingdom of Edom, you owe us one.
Oh, right.
You should have let us, because we did something, we took upon ourselves something which you should have also suffered yourselves. And we let you off that, and we took it upon ourselves. So therefore, you owe us one. That just at least that let us through your land to go to Eretz Yisrael. Okay. Ato Yodato. Okay, the next Rashi. Have it?
Ata Yodata es kol hata la'a. Thou knowest all the travail. Leficha ka
Perash
avicha ma'ala vinu.
Therefore, your father separated
himself from our father. Shana Amar
Vayelech el Eretz.
Yelech al Eretz Mibnei.
Went to another land.
Yaakov
Ochim.
And he went to the land away from his brother Yaakov.
His brother, because of Yaakov, his brother. Now, what does it mean because of Yaakov, his brother? He went to a different land because of Yaakov, his brother. It sounds like Yaakov, his brother, was pushing him out. No, so he's explaining. What does that mean? Ipnei hashtar choiv hamutzal aleah. Because of this obligation, this under this how do you call it, liability, right, which had been placed upon both of them, and Esau absolved himself of that obligation and put it on Yaakov. Itil al Yaakov, meaning saying, Yaakov, you want Eretz Yisrael? Okay, you take everything. You go into Golis. I'm going to go somewhere else, right? I'm going to take a different land, because I agree to you that if I want Eretz Yisrael just as you want it, so I also have to go into exile just like you're going into exile. Okay? So Yosef says, I don't want that. I'd rather give up on the land and not go into exile. So therefore, that's what Moshe Rabbeinu in essence was saying to the king of Edom. You are fully aware of everything that we've had to go through in order to be able to earn Eretz Yisrael. It means we had to go into exile, we had to suffer in Egypt for 210 years, we had to do everything. Why is that? Because really, we should have both been suffering. Because if we both of us are going to get Eretz Yisrael. But you decided, no, you're willing to forgo Eretz Yisrael, as long as you'll be able to forgo going into exile. And we instead took upon the full exile upon ourselves, but then we should be entitled, and you should agree that we should be entitled to Eretz Yisrael. So please let us through to Eretz Yisrael. It's part of the agreement. Okay, Yoni, Pasuk Tes Vov. Tes Vov, second pasuk after Revi.
ירדו אבותינו מצרימה וגשב במצרים, ונשב במצרים, ימים רבים וירו לנו מצרים ולאבותינו. And we went down to Egypt. We went down to our fathers went down to Egypt.
And we dwelled in Mitzrayim Yomim Rabim, many years, many days. Vayoreyu Lonu Mitzrayim, the Egypt.
The Egyptians feared us.
No, on the contrary. Vayoreyu Lonu means they treated us badly.
Oh, they treated us right. Treated us badly.
And to our forefathers. Okay, now, what does that mean? They treat us by Yoreu Lanu. So Rashi says, you have the Rashi, second column, no, this page here. Yoreu Lanu.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Savanu Savos Babos. We suffered a lot of
many tribulations there. Right. Okay, the troubles. Okay, now, what's it mean? Ayorei lanu v'la'aviseinu. Now, he should have said Ayorei la'aviseinu v'lanu, because what came first? They treated our fathers badly and then us. So what's it mean? Ayorei lanu Mitzrayim. Egypt treated us badly, v'la'aviseinu, and our forefathers. That wasn't the order of events, it was the other way around. So Rashi explains, what's it mean B'lav Yisrael? We can, you have the next Rashi, B'lav Yisrael.
No, here we go. Mikan Shahavos
Mitzarim
Kever
Kishepuranus
Al Yisrael. So what?
From here we see that the fathers, right, are in pain and in distress in the grave when punishment, Kishepuranus, when catastrophe, Al Yisrael comes upon Israel. So that's what that means. When the Egyptians treated us badly, right, then the forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, also suffered in the grave because they were pain. Every time their descendants were suffering, that caused them pain as well. Okay? Sometimes we have, it's a famous story of Aryeh Levi, a famous study. Tzaddik lived in Yerushalyim.
Good work.
Yeah, whatever. He was tremendous Baal Chesed. He used to go to visit convicts, and also used to go to what's called the lepers hospital. So he himself would put his own health on the line, but he would go to visit these people because nobody else would. You can say he was a tremendous study, and he was zocher to very choshev children. One of his sons-in-law was a Rabbi Yosef, and he had other very great children.
What the rabbi?
Chaim Kanievsky is his
Son-in-law.
well, that's Yoshi's son-in-law, so he's great. That's his that's the next generation. But anyway, he's open to very chashuv children. Anyway, the story goes that one time he went with his wife to the doctor. His wife had some problem with her foot or something, right? So the doctor asked him, "What's the problem?" He says, "My wife's foot hurts us." Right? So the same idea is that the obvious when children, where the Jewish people are suffering, the forefathers feel the pain as well, right? It hurts them too. So that's the idea. So that the Egyptians treated us and our forefathers badly because our forefathers experienced the pain of the children, and that they suffered as well from that pain. Okay, you saw Mordechai. Are we up to reading?
Right.
Okay, Pasuk Tez Zayin. Anitzak.
וניצת אל השם, וישמע קודנו וישלח מעלו ויצאנו ממצרים, ומדי אנחנו בקודש עיר תצאנו מלך.
Okay, let's translate. Vanitzak el Hashem. We cried out to Hashem. Vayishma kolenu, and He heard our voice, which means our prayers. Vayishlach malach, and He sent a messenger. Vayetzeinu mitzrayim, and He took us out of Egypt. Vehinei anachnu b'kadesh, and behold, now we are in Kadesh, ir k'tzei gvulecha, the city at the edge of your border. Okay, let's do the Rashi. Vayishma kolenu. Right, you heard our voice. Ba'brocha sheberchonu avinu. Right, he heard our prayers with the blessing which He had blessed our forefathers. What was that? Meaning, Hakol Kol Yaakov. Sha'on Tzarkim Menene. In other words, Rashi's bothered by something. What did Esav care? What did Edom care whether HaKodesh Baruch Hu answered Jewish people's prayers or not? What's significance? Why is Moshe making a point to King of Edom, King of Esav? You know, HaKodesh Baruch Hu, we cried out to Hashem and He answered our prayers. So what? What was that significance in this dialogue or monologue over here with this message which Moshe Rabbeinu is sending to the King of Edom? So Rashi is explaining as follows. Esav knew exactly what had been given, the blessings that had been given to Yaakov and the blessings given to him. Okay? So Moshe Rabbeinu is pointing out, you should know Yaakov Avinu, Yitzchak, our father, gave a blessing to Yaakov and he gave a blessing to Esav. What do you say? HaKol Kol Yaakov, Hayadayim Yidei Esav. Right? So we see that blessing which HaKodesh Baruch Hu gave to us, HaKol Kol Yaakov, was fulfilled. Because we cried HaKol, meaning that's what it means, HaKol Kol Yaakov, the voice, the power of the voice. Right? Meaning the power of tefillah, of prayer, that's Yaakov's domain. Kol Yaakov. Okay? Hayadayim. Right? The physical side, when things are not being run on should we say, HaKodesh Baruch Hu's direct lines, that not through tefillah, but through Hester, which means HaKodesh Baruch Hu is not showing that He's in the picture. He's leaving Himself out of the picture. Then the hands of Esav, they are supreme. You know, so HaKodesh Baruch Hu is not showing direct involvement, then it looks like on natural terms, right? Who's got bigger missiles? Who's got more nukes? Right? Esav. Okay? So on the kites? You mean like these fifonim or whatever? Right? So therefore, that's what Moshe Rabbeinu is telling Moshe, telling the king of Edom. But it was HaKodesh Baruch Hu, listen to us, listen to our voice. But Baruch sheberchanu avinu. With the blessing which our father blessed us, i.e. HaKol Kol Yaakov, Sha'anu Tzarkim V'nenim. In other words, that was fulfilled. So you should know, Mr. Edom, HaKodesh Baruch Hu fulfilled His the promise which our father, the blessing which our father gave us, that He listened to our prayers. So therefore, don't think that your hands are going to be successful over us. Malach, right? Then it says, HaKodesh Baruch Hu send a Malach. Yishlach Malach. Let's just finish off over here because it's Mincha time. Zeh. Just read one more Rashi. Malach. You have it?
Yeah, Moshe, this is
Zeh
Moses.
Moshe. This is Moshe. Mikan shanavrim kruyim malachim. Here we learn that prophets are called angels. V'omer vayu mal'ivin b'malachei Elokim. Right? They were shaming, embarrassing the. Literally, is the angels of God, but it's referring to the Nevi'im. Okay? I'll have to stop here.